If you guys are interested in being a member, then click the join button down below to check out the available perks. The first tier is only $1. Thank you to those of you who choose to join. What's up, Mod Squad? Welcome to another Division 2 build breakdown video. Before we get into the video, if you're already subscribed to me, then don't forget to smash that like button, as it really helps push our videos into the recommended section, which in turn helps the channel grow. Interaction is a big part of what helps us in the YouTube algorithm, and the extra support is very much appreciated. In today's video, I'll showcase my TU16.1 HEARTBREAKER 2.0 LMG build for solo PVE and the countdown game mode. I rarely cover or use LMG builds for reasons I've expressed in previous videos, but this build's too good not to. And I also thought this would be a great chance to cover a tip that shockingly not many players seem to know about. This tip being on the backpack talent Vigilance. As many of you know, the Vigilance talent increases total weapon damage by 25% and taking damage disables the buff for 4 seconds. Now what the talent doesn't tell you is that the disabling of the talent only applies when your base armor is damaged. If you have bonus armor and then take damage, the Vigilance talent stays active, as you can see in the clips. Now with the HEARTBREAKER gear set allowing you to build bonus armor on a pulsed enemy, it's very easy to keep the Vigilance talent active more often than not, making this a great replacement for the exotic memento backpack. It seems not many of you agents know this, so if you didn't and it helps, let me know in the comment section below and drop this video a like to help us hit that 500 like goal. Now in my opinions, LMGs are meant to be played from a distance, mainly being used as a support weapon to give sustained DPS. But many of you have wanted to main LMGs or use them in solo builds. This isn't easy as LMGs suppress NPCs and can cause this weird, awkward, frustrating break in play. Today's build gives you the option to run and gun with an LMG or play from cover, negating that weird break in play when it comes to enemies being suppressed. A great way to deal with suppressed enemies is using the striker drone, as it forces them out of cover, or you can use the Banshee pulse. This build gives an insane amount of high sustained damage and survivability thanks to the HEARTBREAKER gear set, also allowing us to stack up to 2 million armor thanks to the max BPO talent on the HEARTBREAKER chest piece, which gives us an extra 100% bonus armor. This build can hit for 1.2 million plus crits to the head of NPCs and 970k plus crits to the body with all stacks active, and can reach up to just shy of 200% crit damage when stacked with Vindictive and Finisher. I personally haven't been a fan of LMGs for a while, but I can honestly say these builds are a lot of fun. Being able to hit damage numbers upwards of 1 million and having 200 rounds in a magazine is kinda nuts. This build's great for heroic content, whether that's bounties, control points or the summit, and is currently one of my favourites to use in heroic countdown. As you've seen in today's video, this build hits hard solo, so with team buffs and the added damage from completing objectives in countdown, its damage gets even crazier. It's also funny to watch everybody else around you reloading while you're just standing there spraying away. I like that this build gives you the option to run and gun, but it's also great to use for such things as Legendary Summit or missions, where you use a lot more cover. Now we spoke a little bit about the build and I showcased some of what it's capable of, let's get into a quick build breakdown. Right guys, starting off with the specialization, and we are using the gunner. Reason being is it synergizes so well with the rest of our build. This specialization offers DPS, survivability and utility. As you can see, we get the right foam grenade, which is great for both PvE and PvP. If you can funnel enemies and then use this grenade, you will snare a bunch of them, which makes them easier to kill. Up next, killing enemies grants 10% armor. Next, every third reload is 50% faster. That's going to add to DPS. The armor kit on this build gives us 100% armor repair and then 30% bonus armor for 10 seconds. Every specialization has a skill with it that you can unlock, and as you can see is the Banshee pulse. You can see in the gameplay that is very effective, stuns NPCs, making them easier to kill. This specialization also generates 10% of total ammo capacity every 60 seconds. Which is great if you're a solo player, because you'll find you'll never run out of ammo. If you're not picking it up through NPCs, then this specialization will be replenishing it for you. Up next, rate of fire increased by 5% on kill. This is just going to add to our DPS, helping us kill faster. 50% pulse resistant, that's going to help when you're in a dark zone. And that is pretty much it for the specialization. So with that said, let's move on to the build breakdown. Right guys, getting into the build breakdown, starting off with a primary weapon, we have the named LMG, 95.3k base damage, 750m and 200 rounds in the magazine. When it comes to the talent, we have the perfect flatline talent, amplifies weapon damage by 20% to pulsed enemies. After 2 kills, applies pulse to the next enemy you hit. When it comes to the attachments, we have 20% stability on the muzzle, which is a fixed attachment, 5% crit chance on the laser pointer. We have 10% critical hit damage when it comes to the magazine. You can add extra rounds, believe it or not. So as you can see, we can have 250 rounds. When it comes to the magazine, guys, it's pretty much your preference. You can boost RPM, add reload speed, which I wouldn't recommend. An extra 35 rounds if you don't have the large pouch, which gives you the 50. So yeah, multiple different ways you can go about it, guys, but I prefer the 10% critical hit damage. 200 rounds is more than enough in my opinion. And then finally, the sight has a fixed 5% critical hit chance attachment, which is an 8x scope. Moving on to our secondary, of course we have the ACS-12. This is a Heartbreaker build, so this is going to build your stacks mega fast. 300 RPM with 20 in the magazine. When it comes to the talent on here, of course we have the Vindictive talent. You guys know how I roll. Killing an enemy with a status effect applied grants you and your allies within 15 meters 15% critical hit chance and 15% critical hit damage for 20 seconds. So this is a good thing to run in countdown. And you're going to proc this more often than not when you're using a Banshee Pulse. We have 5% crit chance on the scope and 5% crit chance on the laser pointer. Moving on to the sidearm, we have the named Orbit Pistol, of course for the perfect finisher talent. Swapping from this weapon within 10 seconds of killing an enemy grants 35% critical hit chance and 40% critical hit damage for 15 seconds. We have 20% reload speed on the drum and 10% accuracy on the sight. Getting into the gear pieces now, guys, starting off with our Heartbreaker mask. Heartbreaker gives us 15% assault rifle damage, 15% LMG damage, 15% weapon handling for the 3-piece, and the 4-piece gives us the Heartstopper talent. Weapon hits on pulsed enemies adds a stack of plus 1% bonus armor and plus 1% damage to pulsed enemies up to a max of 50 stacks. 2 stacks are lost each second. 15% weapon damage, 6% crit chance, and 12% critical hit damage via a mod. Moving on to our chest piece. We have 170k armor, 12% critical hit damage, and 12% critical hit damage via mod. Max BEPM, which increases max stats from Heartstopper from 50 to 100. Moving on to our holster now, we have 15% weapon damage, 10.6% critical hit damage. If you guys do feel too squishy with this build, then you can add on some more blue cores. I won't go any higher than 1.3 million armor. Moving on to our knee pads now, they have 15% weapon damage and 12% critical hit damage. Moving on to our named Contractor gloves, as you can see, 15% weapon damage, 8% damage to armor, and 5.1% critical hit chance. Do not forget, guys, that you also get damage to armor on your LMG. As you can see, we have 6% there. So you get 8% from the gloves and 6% from the actual LMG. Then you get 9% damage to targets out of cover, which I believe maxes out on 10% when it comes to LMGs. So that's all multiplicative damage. Moving on to our backpack, we have a Seska backpack, which gives us 10% critical hit chance, 15% weapon damage, 6% crit chance, 12% critical hit damage, and then 12% critical hit damage via mod. And then finally, the Vigilance talent increases weapon damage by 25%, taking damage disables this buff for 4 seconds. This only applies to your base armor, the white barred armor. As soon as you have bonus armor, blue armor, you can take as much damage as you like on that bonus armor, and you will keep the Vigilance talent the whole time. As soon as you get down into that white bar of armor, you will lose the talent for 4 seconds. Moving on to our skills now, we have the Striker drone, of course, plays as a great distraction, and it also draws enemies out of cover. And the same goes for the Banshee Pulse. This is what's going to stun them, put them under a status effect, so you can use your ACS-12 to gain your Vindictive talent. And that is pretty much it for the build, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. We're going to look at the stat sheet real quick. 47.1% crit chance, 137.6% critical hit damage. You're going to gain all that extra crit chance and crit damage from the Vindictive or the Finisher talent. Like I said, when it comes to survivability, if you feel like you're getting melted, just add a couple of blue cores so you can get up to 1.3 million armor. The 100% bonus armor you'll get on top of that will make you even tankier, and you should feel a lot more comfortable. So when it comes to cores, it's pretty much preference, but I don't mind being pretty squishy as I'm pretty smart with the movements I make with this build. Again, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Share this video, guys, to help other agents and help this channel get exposed. Hit that like button to help us reach that 500 like goal that we never miss here on the channel. You guys have been wild with your support of the videos of late. We haven't missed a single goal since I've returned, so let's keep that up. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, Mob Squad.
Data transfer halted. High-risk target approaching. Evacuate the facility.